Okay, is that better? Is that working now? Test, test, test. It says my microphone's connected. Yes. Thank you for telling me. As I said, I've got no real like access to see my screen that well because we're down to one monitor and I'm having to read chat off my phone. So this is going to be a bit touch and go. Also, hey Asteria, hi. Sorry you're having connection issues with your stream, and hopefully you're gonna have to let me know if the game's louder than I am, because I can't really see my OBS sound bars. Oh boy, that was something. Yeah, you were not having a good time of it. I've been kind of having issues with it as well, Wi-Fi wise. So I'm hoping that's cleared up. Fingers crossed. But this is Stasis. It's a very fun point-and-click adventure horror game. With a third one coming out soon. Without a family, man, alone in the world, trembles in the cold. Andre Moreau. There's not a lot of audio, but I've just turned the sound up on OBS, so hopefully you'll be able to hear the audio now. Hopefully that's better. He should have just been coughing if you could hear that. Hopefully you could hear that. Do you hear that guy in the top corner speaking? No. Okay, why aren't you capturing sound suddenly? Advanced. Why? Okay. Let's try it with display capture instead. No, this works. No. Maybe? Turn that one off. You're vibing. Okay. Can you hear this? Is that better? Can you hear the menu making that noise? That's not clicking. That should be the menu, like, it makes a little sound on each one. Oh. Really? Hang on, let me see. The scuff, I love it. Oh, well. I can hit myself. Oh, go away. Okay, there we go. Not quite sure what's going on here, so I think we'll have to go to plan B. And that was an interesting loop. Yeah, I hate hearing myself. Where am I looking? There. I guess we're going to swap to Prey instead. And hope that works. Oh no, why are we here? Because sound didn't work. Scuff took over. The scuff was unfortunately too strong. We're not playing this with a mouse and keyboard. God. The scuff continues. Okay, we'll do. Move down there. And we will. Okay. That's being goofy about me getting out of the game, so let's try plan C. Plan C, we can definitely do plan C. Don't look. Ah. I may have deleted the entire scene. Okay, let's try this. Let's add that. Add that. And then we'll open you. Don't know what you're in a goofy ass size resolution for. Hopefully this works now. Let's change the game category. We're apparently the only one streaming this. Nice. Okay, please tell me, for the love of God, you have volume now. Please tell me you can hear these tests. What should we hit? It's saying things when I click the test buttons. Are they not coming through? Oh my god. Yeah, check my audio sources. Hang on. Audio capture. Let's try. That.
Servo calibration in progress.
What this?
No.
Servo calibration in progress.
No.
Servo calibration in progress.
No.
Hear the test sounds?
No.
Servo calibration in progress.
It's way louder than me now. Okay. Let's try lowering that down, because I did turn the audio, to be fair, because I thought that was the issue earlier. What now?
No.
Servo calibration in progress.
No.
Servo calibration in progress.
No.
Servo calibration in progress.
Is it louder than me still? Test, test. This is me talking
No.
during it. Oh, right, yeah, I need to speak too.
Calibration in progress.
Yeah, so this is
No.
me talking during it. Hopefully you can hear me.
Servo calibration in progress. Servo
No.
calibration in progress.
Can you hear me
No.
still? Or am I quieter than the
Servo calibration in progress.
No.
audio?
Servo calibration in progress.
Back down a bit further. Okay. What about now?
Servo calibration in progress.
Is it?
No.
Is it still louder than me?
Servo calibration in progress.
No.
Hopefully it's not louder than me still, or I can turn it down a bit further.
Servo calibration in progress.
No.
Servo calibration in progress.
Fingers crossed you can
No.
hear me over the game now.
Servo calibration in progress.
No.
Servo calibration in progress.
I really hope so.
Servo calibration in progress.
Tiny bit more. Okay, well what now? Can you hear me now? I doubt it's going to be this noisy during the game, but it's nice to know that I can at least be heard if I need to be.
No.
Hopefully that's enough now.
No.
Servo calibration in progress.
No.
Servo calibration.
This is fine. Okay. Technically this is the sequel to Stasis, but it's working. So that's what matters. And even though it's a sequel, the games don't like line up too much in terms of like characters. It's just here's a horror anthology that we have. So I'll check on my settings because I wasn't planning on doing this one today. Should be fine. "30 minutes later, we can finally start." This one I haven't actually played, so. She has big watery eyes. Jesus.
I don't want a child. I've never wanted one. I had a plan, and this wasn't part of it.
Relax. I promise this won't hurt a bit.
How would he know? Thanks.
Just a few more items to check off, and we can start. Name and ID?
Hadley, 14-0-31-21-09.
And the procedure is being paid for by a third party?
Yes.
No explanation needed. No family listed?
No family. It's just me.
A special order here. Ah, that's for me. Right then. Let's begin. Nurse.
Now, count back from 10.
Robot nurse.
10, 9,
You'll be just fine, sweetie.
8, 7.
The most robotic sweetie. Yeah, I played the original about 2 years ago, Stasis, 2 or 3 years ago now. I remember liking it, but I don't remember much about it. And I remember trying this one, but my laptop at the time couldn't handle it. So this is actually my first time playing. And I'm sure this isn't what she expected to wake up to. Okay.
God. Where am I? What did you do to me?
You must be awake during the extraction procedure.
Please, please. Please.
What the hell? Oh, what the hell's my mouse?
Please, help me. Please let me go.
I've got no mouse suddenly. Why? Mouse?
Beginning fetal extraction pre-check.
Should I be able to play this?
Something is wrong. Keep us ready for extraction.
Where's my mouse?
What are you gonna do to me?
There we go. State-of-the-art specimen retrieval biotech. The host welfare is irrelevant. We'll stab the guy. There we go. Okay. What the fuck?
Scan complete. Subject no longer present. Fetal extraction cancelled.
Jesus. Still pregnant. Fetal extraction. This is all because of the baby?
Okay. Surgical bed terminal. The blank screen is smudged with some sort of
I am pregnant. This isn't right.
gelatinous residue that smells like ammonia. Stained bed. Dried blood and amniotic fluids stipple the plastic sheet like mold. Okay, don't know what I was expecting on this. The Stasis was like set in space and about like space travel. Shy does. Hi, how are you doing, love? Hi, Shy, how are you? Hope you're doing well. We've got a lot of scuff going on. That's what we got. First we had no sound, no game, no controller. Lots of good stuff. Lifeless Hulk. Swollen mottled tissue gapes wetly around the scalpel now stuck in his vertebra. Pungent green gas escaped from his severed breathing apparatus. Hydrate. Thank you, Shy. So this is already off to a start. This unit controls the fetal extraction something something. Okay. Diagnostics. Failure to extract uterus. Recalibration in progress.
This is crazy. This is batshit crazy. I am crazy.
Logs. Calibration. Updated. Daniel Boland. Error. Low protocols. Pre-scan target.
Error. No valid target selected.
Computer terminal. Arm scanner control.
Scan complete. Subject no longer present.
Black metal struts. Sprinkler valves are installed around the metal support infrastructure, but the squalid state of the laboratory suggests that they've not been used in a long time. Clotted detritus of previous medical procedures doesn't inspire much confidence in the facility's patient survivability rates. How do I get out of here? Is that an exit? What do we have? Data records of myself. Okay. Can I use that on anything? No. Just that, there's a button? Yeah. Hopefully you're doing well today, Shy. The display shows the current operation status of the fetal extraction system. Okay, I genuinely had no idea what to expect from this game. This wasn't it, given like the third one's going to be underwater, and it's all about like nautical horror, and the first one was about space. Oh, is that a door? Where the hell's the door? So how do I get out? I just kind of like murdered that guy, and now I don't know how to leave. Diagnostics. Software updated. Log notices. Program.
Error. No valid target selected.
Oh, do I need to move the big guy up there? Can I, like, lift him? Can I drag him, or... Drainage pipe cover. The cover is all but welded to the floor with putrid surgical sludge. Is there another one around? Do I... No. Bed terminal. Can I look at that? No. Oh! Fucking hell. D. So... Again, this isn't the first game that I originally planned on playing. This is the sequel, which I kind of came into blind and is already kind of weird. Due to scuff reasons, and I'm already kind of like lost because I don't know where I need to go. Morning, hey D. How are you? So how do we... How do we get out? I don't see any doors. Okay, there's that.
Scan complete. Subject no longer present. Fetal extraction cancelled.
My first thought would be like to lift the big guy on there or something. I haven't had my coffee yet, so I don't know. That's fair. The hell am I meant to go? Okay. Stained bedding. I've seen that. Am I just pixel hunting at this point? Holograph display. Black metal struts. Some more of them over there. I'm actually getting annoyed with that voice in the background. Is that like part of the body that I need to be clicking? No, I really am just going in circles. Huh. Am I blind or something? Is there something I'm just not seeing here? Okay, we can touch them. We can only look at these. Anything up here we can touch? Floor. What the hell? That please my comment's actually gonna annoy me to hell. Yep, we killed him with a scalpel. That's fine. Computer terminal. Floor. All we have is this on us. Can we... Can we use it on either of these computers? The first hurdle is figuring out how to start the game. Arm scan control. Can we click on anything on this one? Let's try. Oh, do we need to be?
Subject no longer present.
Wait, do we need to be
Extraction canceled.
in that while it's scanning? Is that why it takes so long to scan?
Scan complete. Subject no longer present.
Is that what's going on?
Extraction cancelled. Scan
It
complete.
worked.
Subject in place. Fetus ready for extraction.
Okay, so now can we use this?
Begin womb extraction process.
Breathe, Hadley. Breathe.
Okay. I think the machine just ate him. Oh. The machine wasn't happy with that. Okay.
Gotta get out of here.
Yeah, heck. I think we died. Oh.
And to think a fall could have been a good thing for me a few months ago. Oh, uncalled for, Hadley. Funny, but uncalled for.
Okay. Well, we're making progress. That was one hell of a burp. Look. Have a good look, Asteria. And unfettered flames spew stray embers into the darkness. Wait, did I burp or did you? Because if I burped, sorry about that. Mangled scalpel. Hadley. That is in fact Hadley. Why does the floor look damp and weird? Overhang. Oh, can we jump back up? Empty void. Let's go back into the empty void for a second. No, the machine burped. Yeah, the machine burped. It ate that big guy and then went erp. Exposed insulation. Dripping condensation in the ducts has rusted through the metal plating, exposing some of the insulation. Can I get over here? No. Okay, there's nothing actually down here. It was just to get that. A surgical grade bifurcated blade attached to what's left of the horrific appendage. Oh yeah, if you're wondering about the new little tab on the bottom left corner of the screen, it's kind of a joke. If you haven't heard, this is kind of my full-time thing now. For various reasons, including a toxic call centre. So I'm trying to actively use some of the goodwill monetization methods and offering things and services to see if I can make all of this work a little bit. And also, I've got no one to tell me that putting rent in the corner of my screen isn't a terrible joke. It's probably going to disappear at some point. Again, it's mostly just a joke that I thought was funny at the time 5 minutes ago. Or an hour ago, I suppose now. The filthy, greasy terminal screen has somehow managed to avoid any significant damage in the blast. Okay, so is it still usable? Oh. Locked due to security event. I see. Shafts of light. One light spills through the hazy murk from one of the upper levels. Got the PDA. Hank. Alex's... This is one of the back rooms charging rent. Unfortunately, nowhere is free of landlords, even the back rooms. There's even landlords back here, unfortunately. Alice is sick. Clumps of her hair were falling out while I brushed it before her bedtime story last night, and this morning she was listless and pale and leaky. Mother says the food in the facility is bad, and just to be safe, I've started feeding her protein powder from my own stash. But I think it's something in her IV lines. We pump a lot of unregulated experimental chemicals through the hosts, and maybe their blood has become contaminated. I need to find a new source, perhaps a sample from the brood. My sister's health trumps getting busted snooping around Kern's menagerie again, and I need to resupply my brood gas canisters anyway. Besides, it's an opportunity for scientific research. Like Dr. Adams would quip, you know what I'm saying? I don't get it, but I laugh anyway. Mother says I need to laugh at jokes or people will think I'm creepy. I've decided to make a list of behavioural prompts and appropriate responses because social things get complicated. Same, mate, same. Behavioural responses and appropriate joke responses. Laugh if somebody makes a joke. Blame Joseph if someone else complains that body parts are going missing from the bio-waste disposal unit, or blame one of the Cayne techs instead. Lucy's responding to the new treatment. Lucy is Alice, was Alice. I think the name suits her better since she got her new face last week. She just looks more like a Lucy now. We had an intern once named Lucy. She had the same freckles on her nose. That was before, though. The other me, when I was much older. It's confusing. I've asked Dr. Adams about that, and he explained that because of the accident, my memories are not always reliable. So it's possible that I dreamed up that part about her subsequent vivisection, but the screams and the tears and the way her organs gleamed in the surgical light seemed real. And more than a bit erotic, I'll admit. Dude, what the fuck? One interesting if somewhat unexpected consequence of the new blood transfusion source is that Lucy now excretes a mucosal substance not dissimilar in effect to the brood gas. Oral ingestion certainly produces a comparable analgesic response. I've started scraping off her skin and storing it in specimen jars because Mother says licking my own sister is improper. 3. Don't lick your sister. Whatever, but now I can carry it around with me and use it when the pain becomes too much. It's more practical this way. Yeah, I'm a fan of HR Geiger. And thank you for the 100 bits, D. Thank you very much. I love HR Geiger, though. Big HR Geiger vibes from this and the other game in the series that I played, and then hopefully the new one. God, how many of these are there? Work has been very busy. 2 batches of hosts have had to be terminated ahead of schedule due to a series of malfunctions with Mother's product viability evaluation chip. There's been a lot of engineers and cleaners in and out of the lab, so I've moved Lucy from the storage closet in atmospheric control room for now. My reputation around the facility is problematic enough, and I don't need somebody finding her and making things worse. Mother says they wouldn't understand. I assume Mother's a robot then, like an alien. There's also much more space in the atmospheric control room, so as soon as I resolve the issues with her left leg, I think I'll teach Lucy how to do the waltz. I've been reading about maggot therapy for treating necrosis, and a sample of Kern's larvae recently turned up in the lab. Time for some more science research. Science! The arm chip failures have made Dr. Adams more anxious than usual, and today I heard him asking Joseph about irregularities in the security logs. I've seen Joseph looking around the lab with a woman late at night, but he told Adams he doesn't know anything about it. Adams believes him because he believes everything Joseph tells him, or he doesn't want Joseph to get in trouble for some reason. The way he so obviously ignores Joseph's extracurricular activities with the hosts, he's weirdly protective of the man. I knew Bat was cultured. Thank you. I'm very cultured. I have some culture, apparently. July 13th. Jesus. I had to amputate Lucy's left leg last night. The maggot therapy showed improvement. The necrotic progression was apparently already too advanced, and part of the limb had started to liquefy. What a mess. We got a new batch of hosts from the Cayne family planning to prep for second stage product incubation this week, so I should be able to find a suitable donor. The problems with Mother have persisted on and off, however, and she says the engineers want to wipe and reinstall her operating system. I can't allow that. What if Mother doesn't love me anymore? What if she forgets me? Oh. Hadley is sick again. Hadley is Lucy, used to be Lucy. I'm calling her Hadley now because I saw the name on a host's file and I think it's pretty. The host is pretty too, so is her left leg. I suspect that her new illness is related to the fungus that contaminated the air vents all over, which means a total lockdown. Her mouth and nostrils are clogged with a slimy substance, and a lung biopsy relieves a startling but impressive range of mycotoxin of unknown taxonomy. Several of her teeth have fallen. Oh, so that can't be me. Also, I probably wouldn't be running around. And her excretions smell like ammonia. Between this and the recent incidents with Mother, I've been thinking of an escape plan. Getting Hadley and Mother to the elevator will be difficult, and my lack of a PDT won't allow escape. Huh.
Hot, 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 hot.
Yes, fair. That's never working again. Empty void, mangled floor tiles, plastic membrane of the tiles has melted the heat, molten craters blistering the surface. Okay, so can we get out somewhere here now? Or do we have to solve this puzzle? Can we only press 4 no matter what? Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? Wait, we have
No.
can we use this on anything? Empty void. Scorched meat is nauseating. Okay. Loosely hanging wires. The cables and conduits slip and slither down from the bulkheads above the lab. Okay, so we've gone from getting stuck in one place to being stuck with slightly more light. So that's an improvement. PDA. Did I miss something on the PDA? Let's go look at the PDA again. Okay, is there anything else we can... or is it just these data entries? Yeah, it's just those. No dehydrated noodle bat. Thank you for the hydrate. I am trying to keep hydrated with my... did I see something there? No, it was just climbing back down into the void. I have a can of Monster, actually. So I'm keeping nice and hydrated with that. Also nice and confused. Torn up floor panels. Lacerated floor structure. Embers. Ooh. Can I go through here? Yes! I can. I guess...
Looks like a shrine.
Oh.
Maybe stabbing that oaf wasn't such a bad thing.
Oh, is this... Lucy? Suspended human remains. An obscene grotesquerie of amputated, mismatched body parts, crudely stitched together like some monstrous meat marionette. And sealed protein powder.
What? Hello? Who's there?
It's dark in here. I can't see anything.
Uh...
I can't see you.
Who are you?
Why can't I see? What's happened to my eyes?
Where are...
What is that feeling? My hands, my feet, my fucking skin.
I found some spares.
What?
Nothing. Bad joke.
Where am I?
Okay, okay. Keep calm.
Was
What?
I in an accident?
I don't know.
I think I can smell blood.
Well, I'm happy.
I can't remember my name. Can't remember.
It'll come back to you. I'm sure it'll come back to you. Hello?
Is the protein powder talking to me?
It's dark, but I can hear muffled noises. I hear rampant rumors heard.
Speak up, buddy. Alone again. Well, as alone as I can be with a kiddo inside me.
Was the protein powder talking to me? Soy Yum brand is now banned in Earth colonies. Oh, please don't tell me it's Soylent Green. But Cayne Corporation acquired most of the product before it was incinerated. Can I use that? Oh! I can. Ultrafine soyum powder produces feelings of extreme euphoria when ingested. And I don't know why you're going to call me Kyle. Fluid stained altar, crusted blood and camel wax, and something that smells like ammonia. Shadows rise like black phantasms in the waving light. And atmosphere control. Yeah, this is where he said he was going to bring Lucy. Leaking moisture has increased the ambient humidity in here, and the rancid pungence of that thing hanging in the middle of the room is almost tangible. Sealed airlock, it won't open. Sealed airlock. The red spinning hologram says it's locked. Same for that one. Omni toolbox. Okay, so let's have a look in the atmosphere control. Dude bro's name, Kyle, and they drink Monster. I mean, I've got some Gamer Subs sample packs on order. Some of the free samples. So I'm hoping they come soon so I can try those instead of drinking, you know, Monster. Bug friend! And whatever that is. Active PDT required for access. Okay, so we don't have one of them. Hang on, let's read that first. Omnitech Mark 6 Omni Tool. The one recalled for unanticipated occupational incidents. The box is locked.
Access denied.
Okay. Sealed airlock. Can I use that on that?
Crying out loud, what was I thinking?
I love me some Red Bull. Red Bull's nice as well. Can I just eat that? No. Can I pour it on the corpse? Make the corpse euphoric?
I don't think so.
No. Okay, so all these are locked. Even that one. But I'm guessing it might not be locked for long. Because it has different text. Crucifix. The figure has been suspended delicately from a makeshift crucifix. Its paper-thin skin resembles a mouldy peach. Lovely. We have to go back.
Okay. Breathe, Hadley. This must be a side effect. You're still asleep.
Yeah, this is definitely still a dream, right? When I was a teen, but as I got older, ginseng much. Yeah, it's kind of take it or leave it. Like I prefer the monster iced teas and punches to the actual monster. Okay, so we had that arm on the other terminal. No, that's not going to work either. I thought if we like made the arm shape or something. Can I pour it on the fire? My original goal was to see if I could like beat this in one sitting tonight. But at this pace, maybe not. Okay, so can't do anything with you at all, can we? Bug friend, dreaming of arms. Yeah, so we can't get through with the PDT without the PDT. Sealed airlocks. Suspended remains. Box is locked.
Access denied.
Can I use the Soylent Green on that?
Maybe if I jam it in. I'm getting desperate.
Can I use it on myself? No. Let's see what I do have. Oh, it's powder. Can I use it like a dusting for fingerprints, maybe? Yes. Oh, I can. Nice. Program calibrate servos.
Operation in progress.
It worked.
What? What worked? What did that do? Did that change something here? Oh, bladed pincher. It knocked that free. Oh wow, that is a big knife. Can I use that on, like, the body? Oh, we still got some of it left. A sharp edged lancet removed from the extraction apparatus. Can we use it on the remains? No. Crucifix? No. Omnitool?
Hadley, are you on drugs?
Terminal.
Stupid Hadley.
Can I open these doors? The ship gives me engineering vibes from Alien. Yeah, like this was not the
What was I thinking?
Oh, I just realised there's tubes going into the body. This is not that nice clean hospital from earlier. So what the hell do I use this on then? Conduits. Okay.
I don't think it works that way. Hadley needs to get her head checked.
Okay, so is there anything in the other room again? Exposed insulation. Ah. We can cut that off. That is just a big punch knife. What the hell? I feel way more secure holding on to that. And I hear someone screaming, no.
Head towards the screaming. Clever Hadley.
Exactly, you got to head towards the screaming.
Oi! Is somebody there?
Oh, he is not doing well.
Get out! I said there's somebody there!
Oh, it's the guy with no eyes.
For this bleeding plasma shield.
Hello?
What the fuck? How you get in here, eh?
I came in from the service shaft.
Get down the fucking service shaft, eh?
Hey.
You think I'm fake? You're taking the piss? You were a spy or something?
What? Of course not.
This slag thinks I believe her. Just came down the service park, mate.
Hey.
Well,
Hey.
listen here, bitch. Just come a little closer, and I'll teach you what a service point is.
Well, I'm leaving you for dead. You can stay in here and die. Fuck you. Also, I'm digging the Event Horizon cores in the background. Interlocking rings. Arcs of static snap violently between the two reactors. Service platform. Platform for the high voltage service core. Okay. Control terminal. Breaker box. Yeah, keep screaming. Yeah, big dick. Force field. Shimmers between the emitter panels. Heat radiating from the high-density thermogen particle stream. Disemboweled man. He rides in a charred, congealed lump of his own viscera. Yeah, he is, oh god. It's like, what, his lower leg and most of his other leg missing, and then, like, part of his side. Bang, son. You're not having a good time. And the door's malfunctioning. Logged in as Danny Boland. Manage power output. Jet core. Can I, like, yank it out?
Oh, for shit's sake.
Oh, it's bolted. Oh. Okay. Ow. Ow. Can I, like, turn it? Alright, turn these up to max. Can I uninject the core? Breaking box. Are there any tools around? Ah, severed legs. The force field's sudden, unexpected activation has propelled one half of the man's body onto the other side of the room. But does he have tools? Can we rob his legs? Oh, it's an ID card. Oh, we can kind of.
I found your, legs.
Oh, bugger off! Don't you fucking touch those, I still need them!
Sweet cheese and crackers. It's not funny, Hadley.
Make a joke. Make a joke. For access control and inventory booking, this one's labeled Danny Boland. Engineering ID card. Okay. Can I get back up there to the other thing? Rob the legs. Sometimes you just need to rob a man's severed legs, alright? Especially when he's being rude. Let's see if we can't use that on that. No. Can I use that on that?
Access granted.
Hey!
10 out of 10.
Omni tool. I don't like how that thing opened. That does not seem like a normal way for a thing to open. Assortment of screwdrivers, pliers, wire cutters, blades, and other equipment. So let's... Can I use it on that?
Don't worry, little guy.
Okay.
I'm not that stupid.
Okay, we still can't get through there. We need a PDT. Let's go back to the screaming man. I wish he'd hurry up and die, frankly. Can I open those breaker boxes, more importantly?
Listen, dude. You're in shock and clearly in bad shape. I'll help you, but I gotta get out of here first.
Oh, so she wants me to tell her I can turn it off. Why? This bird wants some of old Darn, eh? Her and her ankle bite, huh? Probably here to turn off his stasis pod.
I can get help.
The Minga wants to help now. Probably caused the explosion that activated the blast sheet.
I mean, we probably did actually.
Literally the only person who can help you right now.
You could sit right there. Listen to me die. Maybe we'll die together. When security gets here.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! I'll help you, but I gotta get out of here, and the only way is through that door.
Blast shield's up, honey. Power's running, yeah? Ain't no way it's coming down while we still got juice. it, lad. Security's gonna fry your little arse.
What the hell is going on in this game? Okay, let's try this on the breaker boxes. Can I open those? No. Can I use it on the core thing? Oh.
Oi. I take it back, sweetheart. Sorry then, love. I won't hurt you. Don't mess with the big boy toys now.
Hello? How do... I don't understand this puzzle. Oh! There's instructions on the side. So if that and that, or that and that are on the same side, things explode. There we go. Oh, it's just the puzzle with the was it the grain, the chicken, and the fox?
Are you dead from the neck up? You stupid fucking knocked-up cow! You'll cause a fucking meltdown!
Oh well. Oh, am I dead? Oh, did I kill me?
Fuck me. Streams for the past hour. You got Mr. Fucking Devil. You stupid cocksucker.
What? Did that kill us or wait? Because we're looking kind of fucked up there. He literally warned you. Yeah, he did.
I'm gonna gut you. Yeah, like a fucking fish. Oh, and leave your bloody stump for Samantha.
What the hell?
And your bloody spawn to her knickers.
Get the fuck away from me!
We have a giant blade. Let's just use that on him.
Hadley, what's happening? I blacked out.
Oh.
You know, managed to turn off the power.
I heard screaming.
You can hear them listening close.
I've been trying to move.
Had me strapped down when they tried to kill me.
Who's they?
Hey, them. Whoever took me. Whoever took me.
Who the hell are we even talking to? Is it the Soylent Green powder that I'm talking to? Smoke just out of the charred cabinet, but it looks like the terminal is still online. There's not much left. The stink of ozone and melted plastic. It's caused an emergency shutdown of the generators. Small insects circle the blackened splintered sort of bone and tendril the bulge out of the cauterized gore. Oh. A thermal magnetic security breaker. Control something nearby. And then next PDA. Danny Boland. That is an unfortunate face. That is... That is a face. New Year's very late, but who gives a shite? A few things I can improve on. Teach Moose more cuss words. He's a marvellous bird. I'm training him to call Sharon a fucking freak. It ain't a lie, is it? Like, oh, dude, you deserve to die. She has a screwed up arm-legged face. She'll be genuinely surprised when I reveal this light to her, just having a laugh. Just having a laugh. You prick. Tone my body by increasing my cheese intake to a wheel a day. Works the bowels and adds to my charm. Cheese is classy. Oh my god. This guy's a Discord admin. Focus on my new VIP task. Managing the fusion plant is really an easy gig. Now, I won't let that on, but I push a few buttons, add a bit of grease, and Bob's your uncle. My single purpose in life is keep the turbine spinning and lubed. I'll keep focus and don't botch up. Life support systems, who needs them? What kind of ears does an engine have? Engineers. Hey, you dick. Cement my place as the charming entertainer of the facility. Every morning at brekkie, I will stand up and take the piss. I plan to work the crew's unique personalities into my comic routine, just having a laugh. They'll love that. Probably grill more birds than George Foreman. Drink more wine. What goes better with cheese, yeah? Cheese and wine is extra classy. Oh god, I'm feeling called out. Cultivate my own curd. I found a unique culture growing on one of the shipping containers. I've also nicked a flask of Samantha's tit milk, the juice that they use to keep her nippers happy. It should taste and smell better than a mature cheddar. My plan is to be more awesome than I was last year. Moose, my soul at least a solace hath, in dreams of thee and therein knows, an Eden of bland repose. Ah, I'm glad you died. Jesus Christ, man.
This thing sliced that charming gentleman in half. Oh, it's not important. Not right now.
Can I just keep pressing it until something happens, or...? Sticky pool of blood. The average adult human body contains between 4.7 and 5.5 litres of blood. That's most of it. Alright, let's go. We solved the door puzzle. Oh, Danny, you're getting fired. A very subtle evacuation sign. Incredibly subtle. Oh. Huh. Ficus benjamina is a tree. Can reduce and even eliminate formaldehyde from indoor air conditioning systems, just in case. Force fields. Oh. The lights came on. We're at the Cayne place. So let's...
What is this place?
Huh. Why do hospital have electric fence? Force field. Force field. Slow spinning fans. A dull hum emanates from the enormous ventilator.
An elevator. A way out, I hope.
The blades turn lazily in the turbine vents, circulating air through the life support and atmosphere controls. The words "Call JB for a good time" are scratched in the bark. And the elevator. And that's electrified perimeter. Can I not examine the electrified perimeter? Oh, something's happening. Oh, what?
It's okay. I'm safe. Thank goodness. It hit the electric perimeter. I think that startled it.
That's good.
What the fuck was that indeed?
The elevator's on the other side of that same fence.
Oh, that's bad.
If I get to the elevator, whatever it is won't be there. It's not full approach.
You need to protect yourself. Find a weapon.
I can't go one-on-one with that thing. Like, especially in this state. I feel so slow. It's huge. And it's covered in blood.
You think it killed everyone?
Killed 8? I don't know. But this place is deserted. Even when the power went off, I let that thing out.
Well, they got what they deserved.
Oh, God. Did I? Kill them all.
They deserved it. They blinded me. Tried to kill you and your child. They deserved it.
Yes.
How do you know I'm pregnant?
Yeah, I guess.
Survival of the fittest. Man to man.
Woman.
Man to woman. Just keep moving, Hadley. I'm counting on you. Your baby is counting on you.
Did we
It's because of this baby that I'm in this damn mess.
tell him we're pregnant? Series of reinforced high voltage electrical cables. It seems that most of the power has been diverted to the barrier. Hear me out. What if suddenly xenomorphs swarmed the station? I mean, I don't even know if we're on a station. Okay, PDT. Oh, brain emulation lab. Birthing lab. What? Printer room. Crew facilities. Okay, so we're here. We need to get here. So we need to figure out how to get into each of these doors, I guess. Can I not? Is that not a thing? Okay. Ah! We have more on that powder left. We can sprinkle it. Maybe. No. No. Okay, so we can't get through here just yet. Is there anything else we can do? Let's see what we've got. We've got the ID card. We've got the tool. Let me try that. On the fans. Maybe? Can't use on that. Can I use that? Tree, force field. Maybe if we go down this way. Go in through here. There sure has. There has been a bit of a malfunction. Did it change anything in the other rooms? Maybe. So he did explode, make another explosion. No, nothing new up here. Let's go back in there, see if there's anything into here. With the squishy air vents. No, we can't do it with that. They're all still sealed. Okay, so I guess we go back down. Damaged terminal. Fragments. Oh, can we still use the terminal? Oh! Cayne Tech has been notified. Okay. Crew relaxation lounge. Is there possibly a password on any of these? Crew Annex 121. No, it was like a 4-digit code and it was all symbols, wasn't it? Can I use
Work.
that? Nope. Can I use that?
Yes, yes. No, no, no. I think not.
Okay. Not the most hyper gameplay I know, but it's at least a game. It certainly is a game. It's honestly been that long since I played a point and click like this. It's nice to play one again. But God, I'm remembering that how bad at these I am. Okay. Do I need to just hammer on the controls here? Is that what I need to do? And there's that. I don't know what that's for. Can I...
Ain't nobody got time for this.
Memes.
Maybe. Probably not.
You?
Hadley needs to get her head checked.
Not you. Okay. So, can't knife the thing open. What can we do? if we have another look round. Nope, nope. Don't want to click you. Can I go down that way? Does anything happen? No. Okay, there's literally nothing, no reason to be down there. Let's try combing the first areas again. Wow, if anyone has any ideas, please backseat game the hell out of me with this, because I could do with it. Let's go back to the overhang. Try the cluster bomb. Gladly. Okay, so diagnostics. Is there anything on there? No. Logs. Oh! PDT printer lab. Lightning bolt, triangle flag. Oh. Wait, this isn't a PSP commercial from 2004? The PSP got commercials? That'd imply they sold anything. No, wait, that's the PS Vita that had a weird sales cycle. PSP was actually pretty popular from what I remember. And actually good. I mean, I know the PS Vita was good, but I just know that they kind of like hamstrung its own... Did they like sabotage its own life cycle? For some reason? PSP was dope. I know I had a PSP. I loved it. But I feel like I remember like the PS Vita was just ignored by everyone except for emulator people. Superly expensive proprietary memory card. That was the one. They did proprietary memory cards, then no one bothered to look at it because it was stupid. Which is a shame. Because apparently some of the games on it were dope. PDT, so it was that. Hey, we got it. I'm doing it. I'm using my brain to solve puzzles. 60 quid for 32 gig cards. Jesus. Yeah, that's a rip-off. Like, dang, son. I'm pretty sure I got like the 32 card for my Switch for like pennies in comparison. Which was just like a SanDisk. Okay, CSEC, that's probably not good. Tendrils of fungi move lazily in the dry air. Awful. Love it. Timber crate. Series of unmarked numbers are etched into the side of the crate. Galvanized zinc veneer is black with rust and grime. I don't think security's coming. It's some sort of industrial cargo. Damaged and The letters GRK are barely legible. And a fuse box.
The fuse is melted.
Oh. Okay, can we use something here to...
Hadley, are you on drugs?
Remember, if in doubt,
Yes.
spam all your items and see what happens.
I don't think so.
Door. Door? Doors without power. Okay. Tendrils. Fungus. A parasitic mold covers the bulkhead. Spores give off a fruity smell of decay. Lovely. They should have just went with micro SD for Vita and it would have sold loads. Yeah, like proprietary anything is just asking for trouble. If you use proprietary systems on your technology, it's crazy. Let's see. Can I do anything with this currently? No. I need another very specific shape of metal, apparently. Can I use the ID on it?
Maybe.
No. So, I know most of the games for it ended up, like, ported off at some point, like Akiba Strip and Persona Golden. Was there any, like, PS Vita exclusives that never made it out? That were like... Oops, didn't mean to press that. Not most, but a few of them. I wish most did. Oh, really? A lot of them just died. Soul Sacrifice is still exclusive. Thank you for the posture checks. Frontier. Oh, I'm also going to have a little stretchy. Ah! So is Freedom Wars. Man. Oh.
On second thought, I'm getting desperate.
The card's static plastic is now coated with ultrafine protein powder. Okay, I just wanted to try combining everything to see if it changed anything, but can I combine any of these?
Messing with straws, Hadley. Sorry, kiddo. I don't know what I was thinking.
Okay, can we use this on this now? No. Can I use it on that? No.
Ain't nobody got time for this.
Ain't nobody got time for this. Oh!
That worked out better than I thought it would.
ID card with imprint. What the hell? There was also a hydrate. Oh, there was. I'm sorry. Let's have a hydrate. Thank you, Plantia. Thank you for looking after me. Soul Sacrifice was Monster Hunter, but with Eldritch monsters. Oh, wow, that sounds good. Okay. So, what do I do with this now? The mounted circuit breaker is now imprinted on the card's surface. Do I...
No. Crying out loud, what was I thinking?
Oh! Wait, why did that work? Oh, did we just cut out the ID card? Cut ID card, yeah, we just cut it out. Okay, that... Oh, that's some fucking moon logic right there. I love it. That is some goddamn moon logic, and I adore it. Puzzle games, man. Point and click puzzle games.
Sorry, I mean... Gee whiskers.
Why is she trying not to swear?
Brains.
She's being really careful with the language, and I don't know why. The stuff of science fiction body horror turned into a terrifying reality. A perfusion of oxygenated blood substitute and artificial cerebrospinal fluid into the preservation fluid can keep the samples viable for months, even years at a time. How does she know this? Coffee stains and a random assortment of junk clutter the antique walnut top. Data tag printer. Inside the tube is encrusted with ice from the freezing. A low hum radiates. Barely perceptible low-level vibrations go through the scanner. Cloying stench of putrefaction hangs like a pall over the plastic pallet. Jesus Christ. And then there was another one down here. Where are we? Flooring. Mould is on the floor tiles. We're running around barefoot in this. Ugh. Moon logic. I love moon logic and point and click sometimes. It's like, how do you get out of the cat out of the tree? Well, you don't use the ladder. You trade the fish you found to a seal to get a ball to throw it at a painter who drops his can. Sharon Cayne Muss. I wonder if that name's it's to do with like the Cayne, because we're in Cayne apparently, the facility. That fucking bitch. I mean, I get it. She's John's daughter. She's a big deal. But I'm a Cayne, and yeah, and that spoiled brat needs to know her place. So maybe I'm not a biological mother, not some nobody gutter whore from the dust colonies, but her father and I are lovers now, and she has to accept that and show some respect. I think I'm going to start insisting she calls me mother just for today's insolence, and I can probably use John's pathetic piety to play the two off of each other when she defies me. That'll be fun. Without me, the whole team will be totally screwed, because I'm the only one who can go near Samantha. Not Julia, not John, me. February 10. Samantha and I have a mutual understanding, I think. Experimental bond. Me with my disabilities, and she with her idiosyncrasies. Ever since the stroke, people treat me like I'm different, like I'm other, so I can empathise with her. She's more than just a product to me, she's a collaborator, a conspirator. It's not like anybody else knows about our special experiments. The CEO has arrived at the facility. If I hadn't handled some of the paperwork myself, I'd have known anyway, because John was especially devout about his purification rituals when they last met last night. I was still scrubbing blood out of the upholstery. Jesus, what the hell? By the sound of it, Replay, she had a die... sorry, I'm mangling your name all in one go here. By the sound of it, D, she had a stroke. She's got the face issues associated with it. Since when am I accountable for the fucking support staff? Danny Boland is a constant and insufferable nuisance, skulking around my lab and asking questions. He's in charge of managing the life support, not our research work. Told Samantha. She said I should bring her Danny's pet parrot. I think she said that. It's the kind of thing she would say. During weekly inventory, I noticed that 2 grubs are missing from habitat. Julia's sleazy friend from Mind Transfer has been hanging around. And he's got an overly keen interest in specimens. Did he take them for what? Mind Transfer? It just gives me creepy vibes. The droop isn't creepy vibes, it's the other half. What, you mean like with the hair? To Danny Boland. Your bird got into Samantha's birthing lab somehow and was killed. Small consolation. Despite such a tragedy, we've gleaned valuable information about the behaviour. She prolongs the suffering of her prey. This could be useful, sorry. Fuck Danny. Sure about his bird, but fuck Danny. I think John and Julia aren't talking to each other. Between the food poisoning epidemic, the lack of real progress in our department's work, and a constant refusal to properly acknowledge me as part of the family, I guess everything is a bit volatile at the moment. She thinks it's Samantha thinks it's hilarious, and I'm questioning my own precarious position in the middle of things. John's locked himself in his office, skulking all day, isn't helping me, and Julia's sullen disregard is now turning into blatant hostility. Not constructive, Sharon. June 18th. Samantha has been sort of subdued for the last week or two. She won't tell me what the problem is, but I think it might be something to do with the temperature in the labs. Boland is enforcing new atmospheric maintenance regulations to eliminate thermal fluctuations in food storage as a possible reason for the ration spoiling, but I suspect it's petty revenge for the parrot. With the temperature now kept below the habitat's usual 95, Samantha's grubs are drowsy and morose. July 1st. It's the way the lighting hits her cheek that reminds me of Pennywise. Oh, yeah, I can... What, with the shadows? Yeah. I can kind of see that. I visited the atmospheric control room today to see if I could adjust the temperature, and I made the most intriguing discovery. Someone's been collecting body parts and making something. An organic simulacrum, maybe. I assume this is some secret. Obviously desperate new research development in Adams' department. So I've told John and Julia. Tensions have been forgotten as our team redoubles its own efforts to resolve the problems of advanced organ regrowth. Samantha's uncooperative though. I think she liked it when everybody's preoccupied with circumstantial drama and not her. September 19th. Personal stem cell therapy project has had some results. I've developed what appears to be a cluster of sphincter-like gland ducts around my lower abdomen, groin, upper thighs, somewhat resembling those found in the more mature grubs. But wait, was Sharon... No, Sharon was different to Lucy. Emits some sort of musky jellyfish discharge, like a pheromone. Were the samples contaminated? It doesn't matter now. John's obsessed with them. I suppose the flagellation thing should include me into his predilection for kinky sex stuff, but this is a whole other level. I won't lie though, it's kind of hot. Jesus Christ. Clinical improvement on my mobility and speech issues is limited, so that's a bus shit. We've been in lockdown for a week and only briefly released today for an emergency drill. Something is going on around here, but nobody's talking about it. Food poisoning, fungus infestation, and now what? I down to my last pack of cigs. Shouldn't have taken the fucking assignment. Not even directly related to Cayne, although only through marriage. And my second cousins at that. But here I am, stuck in this crumbling science museum, sleeking with a decrepit zealot pervert, and trying to mend my troubled relation with the creature from the Black Lagoon, because it's the only really meaningful thing I have in here. What have I become? Julia Kern to Sharon. Sharon, we need to discuss the situation with Samantha. It's important. Birthing lab. Unlock code. Triangle plus electric triangle. So have a look at the data tab printer before I leave. Oh, what the hell is this?
PDT. This must be how they're making the security tags.
Oh, personal data tab, PDT.
This facility seems to do things.
Nice hair, though. Yeah, she has really nice hair.
I've heard of spinal tagging on animals.
I love giant braids like that. They look so cool.
Maybe this is like an upgrade. These aren't animals.
Sure we are. We're just meat puppets.
Meat puppets? You've had an interesting childhood.
Hi, friend. I'm Al.
Ugh.
Together.
Excuse me? Is... Okay, so we're missing blank BDT, PDT template, and... I hope that brain isn't talking to me. Swirling massive neon particles makes up an animated, accurate of the human skull. The effect is more disconcerting than the designers anticipated. So what? Wait, crap! What was that code again? Shit. What was the code? What was the code? What was the code? I've already forgotten it. Triangle plus lightning plus. Triangle plus lightning plus. Triangle plus lightning plus. Oh, got it. Shit, what was the code actually for? God damn it. birthing lab. Triangle plus lightning plus. Okay. Triangle plus lightning plus. Come on, take your time. Hey Self, hey Ace Roller, how are you? Thank you for dropping in. We are playing a point-and-click horror game as a pregnant lady running around some kind of facility. It took me like an hour to get out of the first room, so good sign. No. Birthing? Birthing that. Triangle. No. Triangle plus lightning plus.
Is there anything else you can make out around you?
No. Deep thumping noise. Like a machine.
Another generator, maybe? Focus on the last thing you remember.
I can't. There are flashes. A hospital. Family. Well, they didn't like me much.
Join the club.
They wanted what I have.
Oh? What's that?
Money. My name. Then they left me. Or I pushed them away.
Why?
They weren't good enough. They weren't willing to put in the hard work. Wanted to be given things. Given. The things that I bled over.
Well, I don't talk to Mother anymore. And my dad, well, no clue who he is. She was distant. Maybe she was always like that. Maybe I was just unlikable. She sure made it clear, often enough, that I was too much like him. That she saw too much of him in me.
I'm sorry, Hadley.
Oh boy.
Sometimes we unintentionally hurt the ones we love.
Such greeting card bullshit. You don't hurt the people you love the people you love.
Yeah. Fuck family man when they're like that. Like, you don't have to forgive your family members just because they're family members. Making good pace, I see. We've got dumplings at the office. Yeah. Dumplings sound great. I wish I had dumplings now, but no, yeah, I spent a long time trying to figure out how to get through the first room. Oops. I am not good at puzzle games. The area behind the door is important enough to warrant security. Yeah, it's Project Samantha, apparently. Old plasma and unrecognizable stains have formed an interesting patina on the metal floor. And there's 2 doors we can go through. Let's go down the bottom one. Yeah, trust me, as someone with a less than healthy family dynamic, I am speaking somewhat from experience. Biological growth. A greenish gaseous smog lingers around the composite mass of flesh, muscle fibre, bone, and other organic matter. Jesus Christ, the hat. This is getting very alien suddenly. Grubs. Specimens in the habitat are inert and unresponsive. Some sort of induced coma. Atmosphere readout. Display primitively summarises current temperature, humidity, toxicity, and other status levels of the specimen habitat. Babies not like the cold. Crusted smudges of brown ichor stain the specimen tray. Can I... Do I need one of these for something?
It smells terrible in there. Yeah, just thinking about it.
Okay, we need a baited canister. Terminal. Julia Kern locked it in. Checking Caligula, Attila, Mengal, Genghis, Mal, Nero, and Vlad. I assume those are the names of the grubs. Father was removed. Caligula had extreme aggression towards siblings. Mal consumed 5 appendages from Nero. Raw meat and plasma provided to increase brood gas production. Vlad stank up the place with stink gas. A cubic meter of gas was stripped to Cayne lab for the subjugation of Samantha. Attila has started the metamorphic process. I've applied a metabolism inhibitor in order to inhibit stage 2 maturation. The grub's responding negatively to maternal vocal calls. Possible rupture in the group containment enclosure. That is causing bruised gas leak. That is in turn agitating Samantha. Habitat humidity reduced from 84 RH for the 512-hour hibernation cycle. Crew facilities password. Okay, so I need to find atmospheric environmental control. That's triangle plus flag. Someone remember that for me. Triangle plus flag. I mean, it says resistant, but those are some big dents in there from those grubs. Triangle plus flag.
You're scared.
Heck yeah, I'm scared.
Why are there just pits of meat?
Create this.
Thank you, Plantier. Thank you, D. Burning machinery. Black smoke loops between the mounted circuitry and plastic. Straining harnesses. Oh, that is just a big cross. What the hell? Tattered thermo-nylon strapping and mangled clamps dangle ominously from the massive reinforced steel frame. Lacerated ribbons of flesh and muscle tissue frame the shattered vertebrae like some grotesque work of art. A mangled PDT clings to the spinal cord. Oh, like they've been opening his back up. Christ almighty. A lever. A whip. Can I get that? Oh, I just have a whip. It looks like it's attached to something submerged in that stuff, the hydraulic mechanism. Smells like an avatar of the organic fluids, and another PDA, and a voice recorder. Authoritative voice broadcast. John Cayne.
Note to self, all that have not fins and scales in the seas, and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing that is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. Leviticus 9:10.
Oh, you were like super Catholic. A PDA, okay. That is a Fallout character.
Cloning is unpredictable. Cloning an individual is impossible.
Sounds like they were using something special. Something called Samantha.
Today is a holy day. Henry Cayne himself has arrived, frozen and waiting for the greatest harvest to come. The flesh of the immortal vessel will bring him new life. We're closer than ever, and I know it. The race has begun. I will not allow Adams, the heretic he is, to win. No, Cayne will not allow it. He knows his plan, and he knows that it ends with me. Our Leviathan is Samantha. Nothing on earth is her equal. A creature welcome without fear. The Book of Job 41:33. Never again will he die, never again will he feel pain, never again will he leave us. He will be reborn of his own duplicate flesh, and not of that of Adam's and his ridiculous mind transfer parlor tricks. Getting closer, our next patient has undergone the new procedure of genetic fusion and is reacting well. The spinal cord has been killed, meaning that the dead cells will need to regenerate and form into a functioning spine. No signs of physical rejection. Cellular regeneration is slowly beginning. It should reconstruct itself overnight. Our Lord has stricken us with inadequacy. We have failed yet again. This is my fault and I must, as always, accept responsibility. This time I've added hooks to my whip. And I shall flagellate until dawn. I will elaborate on the results after I've taken time to reflect. Fucking hell. He looks kind of like Snoke. A little bit. Fusing Samantha's DNA with the patient caused the newly regenerated spinal cord to expand drastically, forcing vertebrae to pop into even halves. The immune system attacked the rogue spinal cells, which in turn retaliated by killing off all other attached nerves. In the end, the patient succumbed to asphyxiation as the new cells burned through oxygenated blood more quickly than the lungs could produce it. Another failure, but not a wasted body. Praise be, I spent the day, or at least most of it, reflecting on our Saviour's brilliant plan. The pieces slide into place. Samantha, myself, and the almighty Cayne in the same facility. The planets are aligning, the end is drawing near, or perhaps the beginning. I'm glad we finally had a use for Ralph. We have put him to a more productive task. His blasphemous lectures about how the fungal plague is the result of poor hygiene were getting on my nerves. The plague is retribution. Today we test again. We'll be using the same procedure as before, but this time an enzyme inhibitor will be introduced to prevent excess tissue will be induced to prevent excess tissue generation. We must not accept failure. We will bask in the light of Cayne's restored glory. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt on the second death. Oh, fucking hell, there's tons of these. Still, the patient lives. However, it has exhibited some concerning symptoms. The spinal cord has stopped regenerating. The arms and legs will flail. The spine has control over the connected limbs. Specimen no longer viable. After a promising start, the regenerated tissue expanded. Surprisingly, the patient's removed vocal cords were reconstructed. It didn't understand speech. It must have been frightened by its own inhuman screaming as it immediately tore its own throat out. After some gurgling, it regenerated within hours. Then terrible screaming and bloody extraction. A cascade of rotting tissue. The previous throat began to form a dangling, bleeding scarf as the patient continued to tear itself apart. Oh, that abomination, as far as Sharon can tell. Adam's unrighteous creations wasted precious flesh in making a toy of some kind. Like its creator, the abomination has been an unholy waste of resources. Even a name such as Hobo is an undeserved grace, is an animal and nothing more. Yeah, none of this sounds good. And thank you for the hydrate, Lil Nightbird. Pestilence strikes. Fungal threat is weak now, but soon it will spread to our food and bodies if it hasn't already. This is our first and final warning to make haste. Trace the spores to a cargo shipment early in the year. I have no idea how they came virulent. Behold, with a great plague will Cayne smite thy people and thy children and all thy goods. The fungus is having an observable impact on the cellular regeneration process. One patient began to develop a film that resembled scales and a second set of vital legs. This is unacceptable. The spinal column regeneration has been mastered. Almost any tissue can now be reconstructed, but it's impossible to get definitive results with this interference. Cayne, if you truly seek rebirth, why do you hinder me so? So is Cayne the CEO and his god? Did they make a religion out of the CEO? Samantha scratched several demonic scrawls into employees' backs. I warned them not to get close to the succubus. She's the devil. Sometimes we need to make a deal with how to get closer to heaven. Forgive me, Cayne. I've succumbed to Sharon's temptations and had a romantic dinner rather than working late, as I should have done. Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. The spirit is indeed willing and the flesh is weak. My repetitive failure has indeed had an impact on my faith. I am being tested. To the love of Cayne, I shall rise above. I noticed that the lab is missing incubators. The last inventory check was several months ago, so it could have been missing any time. This is the work of Adams at Y. He doesn't need the equipment, and I can certainly spare it. Perhaps the hobo is involved. It is disconcerting at best. Time is of the essence. Samantha's escape today is likely to be the first of many, and we will eventually run out of ways to subdue her. The re-engineered grubs are producing a potent gas that is driving the beast to fluster. Whether she kills us all or we find a way to kill her first, neither outcome revives Cayne. We can't rest. From this point forward, I live for nothing else. Well, that was a load of horseshit. And very, very worrying. Broken lever. Let's try pulling the lever. Oh, what the hell is that? That is a uterus made of flesh and machine. A blood-stained whip.
Turn around, it may fit. Probably not.
That's...
No!
Okay. That is something. That is, yeah, it's interesting. That's... I mean, they did say they were trying to grow a new body for the CEO. Let's open the crew quarters. That one? Yeah. And that was triangle plus flag.
This can't be how I need mine. I have so much more inside of me. I have so much more to give to the world.
Yep. This wasn't my plan either. This wasn't how it was supposed to be.
You're young. You can get through this.
And then, I'm stuck. Stuck with a baby. It's not a life. Not fair for either of us.
There are other choices.
Bingo! I did make a choice. It didn't end well. Women in my family have bad luck with babies. I'm continuing a proud family tradition.
Maybe the crew quarters will be normal.
So, this is where the monsters play.
Still no sign of anyone?
Plants count? This horrible place must have had more people around.
Holographic tint of Duca-Cola. Who needs sleep? Duca-Cola. It's refreshing, addictive. May cause chronic insomnia, headaches, vomiting, diarrhea, nausea, hallucinations, hypertension, gastrointestinal bleeding, peripheral neuropathy, cardiac dysrhythmia, congenital heart failure, toxic epidermal necrosis, catastrophic hemorrhage, and death. Jesus Christ. That is, not very optimistic, are you? Not really. None of these people are very optimistic. Holographic eye. It's seeing things you wouldn't believe. The menus ready-to-eat items include space soup and space special. So we are in space. A boombox. Boombox. Brosif Megamix 69. Love it. Can we do anything with you?
Voice file captured.
What? Wait, what did we do to it? Oh, we overwrit the Bible stuff with
I'm not sure that's how it works.
we recorded the DJ. Scented greenhouse. Leafy Leafy aromatic shrubs flourish in the otherwise somewhat akin terrarium. Bent stripper pole. The steel pole is damaged, but probably still useful somehow. Give me the bent stripper pole. Excellent. Don't know where we're keeping it, but we now have a bent stripper pole. Minor elevator malfunction. Stained glass and strap. That is a lot of blood leading in there. Jesus. Lock crew quarters. Lock crew quarters. I'm not going in there yet. Crew quarters. No name on that display up there. Oh, this one's for Cindy Mallon. Dense oxygen gardens. Facility uses hydroponic hothouses as a natural and mechanical method. Ripped open door. Flickering passageway, not ominous. Awesome Danny Boland. An empty apartment. And Dr. Adams. So we got... Do we go to the ripped open door? Oh wait, we can't. Oh, we can't go up there yet anyway. Because the list. I guess we got to go through here, the blood doorway. Strip about. Everyone get your singles. Thanks.
Oh, terribly decorated.
Oh. There's a lot of blood. The door has been chewed off its hinges.
Oh my god. I know him. I know this guy.
What guy?
There's a photo of... Oh shit.
Old boyfriend?
Drunken bar night and a morning full of regrets.
What?
For the procedure. They chose the hospital.
Who?
Cayne Corporation.
Wait, so... What? Glossy photo. Lipstick kiss and suspect stain in the corner. Signed Love Joseph. What the hell? Several polyester vignettes, some at the place, some at the time. Burned out circuitry smoulders behind a smashed screen. Radio. Damaged radio. Romance novels. Bride of the Omniverse. The Cosmonaut's Mistress. Interstellar Scandal. Portrait of an old man in a white lab coat. And some equipment, and then another PDA. Quantum...
PDT.
Ah!
And it looks unused.
How do you know?
No blood on it. And it doesn't smell like rotting meat.
That's probably a fair guess then. So what the hell? Can I examine that closer? No. PDA. Let's see if this is anything. Julia Kern. Daddy is anxious. He won't admit it, but I think the idea of having Cayne in stasis here bothers him. He knows his work is coming along slowly. He's scared to fail in his holy light, but he knows that he will. Poor Daddy. Oh, so you're the daughter of the Bible guy. That's Sharon. Her temptation that is leading my daddy to failure. She keeps him from punishing himself like he should. She scolds me for calling him Daddy because she thinks I'm too old. Excuse me, but I was raised with a little thing called values. Oh, God. So she wants me to call her Mum. Double standards, right? Joseph is special. Do you ever feel like something is just meant to be? And it's a tacky feeling to describe, but it's true. It's cliche for a reason. How can you have nostalgia over someone you just saw a couple of minutes ago? I don't know. Babysitting Samantha's brood is easier when I know I can go see him afterwards. Another day, another load of brood gas harvested. I understand that we need it to keep Samantha calm, But it's a pain to watch over her giant maggots. Of course, why bother with a gas when we can just stick Sharon in there to calm her down as well? They look about the same anyway. Haha. Did I mention how much I hate working with this bitch? It's bad enough that she's screwing my daddy, but I have to work with her every single fucking day. Time to vent. I've really been thinking about how Samantha only lets Sharon handle her, and it pisses me off to no end. Joseph could cheat on me and I'd still be angry about Sharon and her stupid face. I wish that wish would stop trying to micromanage my family. May 1st is romantic. Spring is here. I mean, it's probably something somewhere or another. There aren't really seasons here. The controls break sometimes and tries to either freeze or burn us to death though. That counts as seasons, I think. It's a tough life. Nothing can ever just be okay, you know. If somebody isn't sick, you can bet they're tired or hungry or stressed out. There's nowhere I'd rather be though. Most people don't get to live with their daddy forever, much less a 5-minute walk from their perfect boyfriend. And I'm working for a righteous cause. Fungus, they say it's all inside the ventilation system, and now it's starting to settle on the outside of the vents. Maybe that's why everyone's got food poisoning. How long will this stuff been around? It smells like old feet. Work's getting harder for Daddy now that the fungus is everywhere. I have just the thing though, I can make sure Adams doesn't use this as an opportunity to get ahead. Tonight I'll level the playing field. Joseph likes to bring me to Adams' workspace when we get romantic. I'm sure he won't notice if some information gets deleted. Sharon says her face is disfigured because she had a stroke and lost control of the muscles. I'd have a stroke too if I knew I was such an helpless idiot. I said I'd do the right thing and just off myself so that the rest of the gene pool didn't have to deal with me. Jesus Christ. It's been a really long time since Daddy's told me a story about Mummy. When I was a teenager, he'd put me to sleep every night with a story about the two of them before I was born and how happy they were. He denies it, but I think her death was a lot to do with his decision to practice medicine. Now he insists that it was his calling from Cayne since he was a child and that Mummy was just a cog in the machine of life. I understand everyone copes differently. Adams has done it. He's mapped Cayne's mind into a new host, no rejection. This isn't how it's supposed to happen. Daddy needs more time. I've rewritten the results and updated the ARM computer with Joseph's login details, but I'm not sure how long I can keep this up. Cayne, help us all. Joseph struck me hard across the face. Does he know that I've been sabotaging their research? He called me Grublina when he ravished me with some over-the-knee spanking and whipped slightly across the back. Does he still love me? Oh, I know he does. Oh, God. Fungus. Among Us. Blessed from Cayne. Samantha broke free today and killed 5 guards. Why is that good? I managed to sneak over to Ralph during the commotion and reprint a PDT. I used Joseph's security clearance details and managed to grab a blank one, which is what we just found. Daddy hasn't slept in 3 days. He doesn't eat. And what has Sharon done? She's distracted him. He needs to focus on Cayne. Maybe it's time I give her what she deserves. Joseph's been cold, despite me submitting to another beating and some light strangulation. Bueno and I are over the bastard. He admitted to me that Adams paid him earlier this year to fuck a girl. Was she prettier? Does she believe that pain is pleasure? No. Oh, that's us, Hadley. I'll lure Sharon over to Samantha's cell and use Joseph's PDT to release Samantha. I just need a little flesh to get the brooding buzzing, and Samantha will do the rest. With the security thinned, nobody will find out. If they do figure out, Joseph will get the blame. This is it. The power is turned off for the maintenance. I'll take care of Sharon, and then things will go right for Daddy. Praise be to Cayne. Well, that was a fucking read. Wow. We'd like to get up there, ideally. I don't know if we can get in through this twisted elevator rack. That's strip isn't for anything. Call it now, the voice we keep hearing will be named some form of Abel. Yeah, probably.
Love it.
They say it's made from people.
Juca-Cola is made of love and happiness.
I've got your gamer juice right here. Oh god, that's awful. So I saw that one to open. We need one of those PDT things. So Monster Energy is made of love and happiness, or people, one or the other. Monster, please sponsor me. Mountain Dew's future. Yeah, pretty much. And through we go. Brains. I gotta say, I kind of like Hadley. She's got a sense of humour.
I'm Ralph. Let's pray into PDT together.
Guess we need a blank PDT, cryoregulator, and PDT template. So let's blank PDT.
Blank PDT accepted.
That fits nicely.
A PDT template and a cryoregulator.
Hadley needs to get her head checked. Maybe if I jam it in?
Yep.
Second thought. I'm getting desperate.
Blade.
Nobody got time for this.
Ah, I know what we can do. There was that other broken lever thing, so we could use the stripper pole on that, right? Oh yeah, it's Hadley's Hope. Maybe this is like heavily inspired by Alien. Because like I said, the first game I do know it's in space as well. So they've got a lot of a sci-fi vibe going on already. Was it this one with the birthing room? Whatever it was called, with the giant womb thing. Yeah. Let's use the stripper pole on the broken lever. That gonna work?
If I turn it around, it might fit. Maybe if I jam it in. On second thought,
No.
that won't work.
Can I use this on the stripper pole?
Sorry, kiddo. Don't know what I was thinking.
Can I use that on the stripper pole? Oh, I can. Why do I have a spear now? What? Oh, an improvised lever. Okay. I thought I had a spear suddenly. Okay, let's pull the lever. Pull the lever!
Holy Toledo. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh!
I'll be darned. Like cracking open a lobster. I think I'm gonna hurl.
Never did like seafood.
I think I'll be giving it a skip going forward.
Well, it's open. And we have a test PDT. Ah, fuck. What? What the fuck? What the fuck? Excuse me? What? Grasping hands, the crumbling fingers seemed almost to hesitate, perhaps with pious wonder, above the status spot. A mouldering monument of humanity's many sins. Alright, shit, what was that thing from Halo called? The big super flood. I'm a monument to sins. I'm a monument to... Gravemind or something? Dark silence hangs in the air. Why is there a giant shrine room in the middle of the lab? Baptism pool. An engraved inscription reads, "These waters shall wash away your depravities, your lies, and your hubris." Pale, delicate threads of lichen cling to the hands and knees, like some torpid corruption of the flesh. And the chef d'oeuvre of this perverse tableau, a limp body slouches between the cables and circuitry of its life support apparatus.
You see,
Cayne. I think this is Henry Cayne.
Hendry is dead.
Well, hallelujah then. He's here.
Alive?
In stasis. Yes, yes. I know you're in there. Trust me. I know. You don't have to remind me. I can feel you, all right?
Yeah, what was the big flood master beast in Halo? Does anyone remember? Prostrate human effigies, rapturous faces gaze into the light, praying for grace and absolution that will never come. Even the innocent must grovel in the obscene beatitude. Cryo panel. That's what we need. Sallow skin bulges around 1,000 gossamer scars. The surgical seams of this patchwork messiah. Cayne is kept safe in this custodian's cradle. So yeah, we just need to get a cryo unit now for the thing we need. Gravemind. Thank you. Quantum storage device.
Oh, relax. It'll take months for you to thaw out.
Yeah, fuck you. Why do I feel like he's gonna like wake up and chase us or something? Okay. Oh, this isn't where Samantha was. Ugh. Let's. We don't have anything to capture the grubs with, and the atmosphere controls are still offline till we get that PDT. So, I mean, it does feel like we solved the problem to get the second item, and then it just gave the third item to us. That's why I know Hadley's pregnant, but damn, she has them hips. And yes, I already regret saying that. Brains! Okay, so we need... Yeah, we need to use both the items on that.
Template PDT access.
Oh, it's still leaking.
Glad I don't have to touch that again.
And then the cryo thing.
Cryo regulator accepted.
Defrosted.
Oh. Oh, what? That head's screaming. What?
Printed.
Oh, that was John Kern.
PDT has been printed. Oopsie. An incorrect cryoregulator has been used.
Please kill me, thanks. What?
It's imminent. Goodbye.
Is it going to explode again? Oh, well, we're just eating explosions in this game. We've face tanked like 3 explosions so far already.
Okay. The security system is reset. The elevator should be open and I have a PDT.
Excellent. Yes. I can hear the alert. You must be close.
That's just in case I wanted to read that again. Fatty lumps of flesh and brain tissue spluttering wetly in the flames. Toxic fumes. Purges place of its crimes. I want what absolute... She's a fucking tank. A unit. I mean, as well as that, she's like clambering up into air vents. Heavily pregnant. And just face tanking it all.
No, I can't.
What's wrong?
The barrier is torn to pieces.
Be vigilant, Hadley. I'm counting on you.
Be brave. You can do this.
Okay, I'm not going to go
Dang it.
straight there because that would be silly. Because I know for a fact we can still use that PDT to get to the environment controls. How do you just build different, lol? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, watch her deadlift herself up onto this pull-up. I'm naming every tank in a game now Hadley. Just in this woman's honor. Okay, so we can use the... Did we actually get a PDT item? Oh, we did. It's just loose instead of attached to a spine. Okay. Oh. Oh, area IDs. Oh, it has to be by area. Okay. How do we do with this then? Oh, no, I know.
The last thing I said to my son was to get out there and carve his own name into the world and stop relying on mine.
Did you mean it? Sometimes kids know that their parents say things they don't mean. My mom, the last thing she said to me was that I was the reason she was alone. That I sapped the life out of her from the moment I came into existence.
You know that's not true.
A small part of me knows that. A bigger part doesn't.
Ah, so the true horror is parental issues. As I was saying, I remember this terminal over here had the number codes for a lot of the rooms, and I guess we need to increase the temperature on one of the Was it this that had it? Wait. No, it wasn't this one. It was the one downstairs. And then we can go find the temperature we need from the grub room. In the meantime, Addie's workout continues. As well as like the lifting, she is doing pace running back and forth with this. Barefoot too. Okay. I'm calling now the fact that we can manually turn on that force field and having seen what it can do to a person, I feel like that monster's going to chase us in there or something. So let's go to birthing lab. Crew facilities, yeah, that's all of it. I would need at least 2 breaks during all of this. Yeah, like, somebody's going to have to sit down and have 5.
So they use these little guys to control Samantha. And the gas they give off when they touch dead tissue calms her? I need to catch one.
You don't even know what Samantha is, unless I'm doing this out of order. So let's see what the temperature is meant to be. Reduce from 84 RH. RH. Okay. Hydrate. Thank you, Plantia. Just have a little sippy. The monster is finished. Now we're on to water. So we've got... Can I, like, just go up here?
Oh, come on.
Oh, she's now doing flips as well. Jeez. Oh, was I not meant to go straight up there? Oh no, yeah, that totally just killed us. Oopsie. Ah, shit, I forgot what number we needed for the... But half the fun of point-and-click games, point-and-click adventures, is seeing all the death scenes. Or at least that was my experience of point-and-click adventure games when I was a child. Try to find all the weird ways you can get yourself... I mean, they're not as, like, murderous as they are now, 84. Can someone remember 84 for me? Also, hey yo, thank you for swinging by. 84, thank you. I guess that thing's Samantha then. Maybe? I'm dead. Oh, sleepy Eo. You've had a long day, buddy. Ah, shit. I forgot to hit record when I started this. Ugh. Oh, well. Is there a way to download my Twitch VODs, like, after the fact, or do I have to manually record them through OBS? If I'm going to do it. Because I'd like to, like, upload this. Crew Lounge. Habitat Units. Passages, Labs. So which of these is the one that we want? Crew Annex, Main Annex. Oh, we can download it through the dashboard. Excellent. That saves me a job, actually. So I would like to start uploading these to YouTube. Maybe cut the beginning part of Scuff off for the first half hour. You know what, let's just set all of them to 84, see if that works. You can also export directly to YouTube. Oh. I'm guessing if it's exported directly to YouTube, it will also account for the Twitch's TOS regarding exclusivity. Maybe. So no, Twitch has some rules involving how soon or how long things need to be on Twitch only before you can upload it. Oh, wait, I need to use my PDT on it. There we go. I guess 84 humidity is the one I need. Set them all to 84. I swear there was somewhere that said a temperature as well, so I'm guessing I'm going to have to go find that. 168. Oh my god, how many of these are there? Might be here in a second. Set an alarm for 24 hours after you end stream. I've seen it enforced a number of times. 24 hours. Yeah, I'd rather not risk it either way. Honestly. I'd rather just play it safe, whether it's enforced often or not. Uh, 331, 424. Remember, if you can't solve a puzzle, brute force it. And give yourself carpal tunnel from clicking. Three, 4, 9. Ah, come on. 84, 84, 84, 84. Ready to go live viewing for 24 hours? Yeah. I mean, it's not so much an issue. I just would like have the option of keeping things uploaded on a VOD channel in case people really want to, for some strange reason, watch this game that I'm streaming that has currently 0 streamers playing it. I can't imagine why no one else would be playing this game right now. I mean, it's got the hypest gameplay, as you can see. Da, 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 da. Got a month or something that would be a pain, but only 24 hours, no biggie. Yeah. Nearly at the end. Brute forcing puzzles with my big brain. Uh, 144. 176. My finger's kind of starting to ache a little bit from pressing all this. Man, fuck that humidity. See, it's to try and wake up the grubs. So I guess they like it humid. Last one. Actually got a little bit of cramp in my finger now. Oh, bah! I wanted to make sure like you stuck between uses or something, so I didn't. Okay, no, it does save between uses. Okay. Now I kind of feel the need to go double check and make sure there wasn't. That I was imagining one of those things saying temperature. Overhang. So it did say temperature. I'm going to be mad that I have to go through all those again. Uh-huh. Also, we don't have anything to capture it with. This is Hank. Nothing about temperature here. Lucy. Don't lick your sister. Temperature, temperature, temperature. July 13th. Okay, nothing about temperature on that one, thankfully. So now I just need to figure out a way to catch one of those damn grubs. Don't lick your sister. Hank is the weirdly bulky dude that we stabbed with a scalpel when we were on some kind of womb extraction table. He remembers being older. I don't think he's a real person. PDA. Okay, let's have a look at this one. If anyone fucked with the temperature, it's probably him. No. Damage terminal. Do I need to take his legs? No. Rob the legs. Awesome, I thought it was Hank Hill from the hit show, King of the Hill. I don't know about any of these grubs, Bobby, I tell you what. That's my impression of Hank Hill. I hope you appreciated it. I think this space station is powered by propane. What was it through that one? Oh no, this was the PDT door that we blew up. Ah, wait. There was a PDA in here. Propane and propane accessories. Yeah, I've become perfectly dad. I'm all of your dads now. Moving on temperature. Danny Boland. Oh yeah, she did mention her temperature because Danny changed the temperature of his adventurous parrot. $95. I've got the rest of the stream, but I'll catch you later. See you, D. Have a nice day. Good luck with your quotas and stuff. Bye-bye, buddy. And hopefully, if you're really curious, you'll be able to see the rest of the game on YouTube. Hey. Unless this takes like ungodly long, I would like to. Those are straight up the. I'm sorry, but when these were spinning, these are straight up the coil things from Event Horizon. Like the core, the warp core. I assume it's one of the labs that I'm meant to be doing. Oh no, grub habitat is right there, 668. Jesus, I'm an idiot. I even looked at it and then just didn't see grub habitat. Salvi, why? Why, Salvi? Guess we've done that. So 6 something 8. That one. 95. Oh. Excellent. Can I use anything on those human remains? Like, oh wait, do I use the whip on the human remains? Maybe, or the photo? Oh, you're Joseph. You're the DJ. Ooh. Oh no, they got the DJ. There's murder on the dance floor. Samantha ate his face. So far, the staff here have been Fuckboy Danny, Joseph the DJ, who knocked us up for money, a religious zealot, and his adult daughter that calls him Daddy, which I'm not going to try and, like, think about too hard. All is lost without Joseph's sick beats. I know, right? Nope, not that way. Where was the grub habitat? Upstairs. Birthing Lab Nexus. Let's check out the crew facility first, because I want to see if... Because I feel like we should be able to get upstairs. Because we need some kind of containment thing for the grub, surely. Sounds like a balanced workforce, pretty much. I guess this is just working retail. Fuck boys and creeps. Yeah, I've already solved that part of the puzzle, thank you. By mistake. Yeah, you don't say. Okay, so there's nothing else through here, right? No. Do I not need a containment thing for the grub? Because how the hell do I get up here? We don't have a fire extinguisher, do we? Critical forces bent the platform. Do we have a fire extinguisher?
Stupid Hadley.
Can I use the sick beats on it?
I don't think it works that way.
Can I use the whip?
On second thought, nope.
Can I use it on the railing to clamber up? Maybe? Adams. Awesome. Danny.
Yeah, it's official.
Okay.
I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in here that I can do. So let's... leave. I feel like we should have kept that damn spear thing for the monster. But hey, that's just me. Nope, you're not thawed out yet. So let's check back the grub room. Oh, they're loving it. The babies are happy. Fleshy, segmented lobes glisten between chitinous carapace. Terminal retrieving platform. Okay, let's have a look at the terminal again. Check-ins. Okay, nothing there. Retrieving platform. Okay, so where do I get a baited canister? Whip?
Crying out loud. What was I thinking? Maybe if I...
Fuckboy?
Nope. Hadley needs to get her head checked.
Even when you're heavily pregnant and built like a tank, standing up to explosions, no excuse not to keep a weapon around. Always be armed. Is there something I missed? So I feel like I've looked everywhere except for the upper part of the crew quarters, which I can't get to right now. Organ fluids. Lever can't touch anymore. The restraining harness that I now suspect belonged to the doctor. Burning machinery. More womb fuckery. And then the diary. Okay. Nothing I can see in here. Specimen canisters. Where would the specimen canisters be? Wait, have we been in the brain emulation lab yet? Oh, we haven't.
Hadley, my dearest little girl, my sweet creature, you're alive.
Do you know me?
Know you? Oh, my girl. I know you better than you know yourself right now.
Oh, God.
Adams will suffice.
Oh, you're Dr. Adams.
No.
And how is the masterpiece inside of you? Healthy, I hope. Growing quickly now, I'm sure. It's nearly time.
What do you mean?
Our baby, Hadley.
Don't talk about my baby. Why did you take me?
You were the right person in the right place at the right time.
Oh, God.
Can you help me get out of here?
Trust him. Out of here? Don't worry about getting out. Security will be here soon. They'll set this all right. Just come. Wait here. This is the safest room in the facility. Here. Closer to me.
I don't think so.
Surgical chair. Where machinery, cabling, and other electrical apparatus is assembled around. Advanced portable energy field generator. A series of heavy-duty restraints clamped to the chair suggest its occupants might not have been there of their own volition. Red hologram. Doors locked. Force field. Plasma ionizes the air. Wheezing obscenely with every breath, he watches happily with a smug sneer. So I guess he, like... I know you better than you know yourself is always such a chilling line. Yeah, like, from what I gather... He organised us to get pregnant for his science experiment. So he could transfer Cayne's mind into our... baby? And have Cayne get reborn? Lacerated flooring tiles. The hell are you? Ooh! Fire extinguisher. Oh, that is Samantha.
Violation of genetics. But she is locked away. Joseph managed to lure her behind the loading fence. Quite the action hero, our Joseph. He did die rather spectacularly.
The fence has been ripped open, and your experiment is going to tear us all to pieces.
No. All three of us will be safe very soon. Then we can carry on where we left off.
I said don't talk about my baby.
The displaced flooring tiles look like they've been pushed up from below. Fire suppression foam. And another PDA. Oh, look. Oh, have a nice look again, shall I? Look, I just want to get out of this pyramid scheme of a station, please. Oh God, is that him? Why does everyone in this game look so unfortunate? The day of love. Not that it means much to a senescent bachelor like me, that all man can dream, for all men have nothing but dreams to keep them awake in the sleepy, languorous twilight of their years. One might suppose, and a dream of love is a salve on this chap's unrealised passion. Oh, he's an incel. My work in the facility is a different matter entirely. Cayne has already been delivered to us in stasis, and hasn't succeeded in even a single subject. Big problems, not least with the start of my own ambitions, my own renaissance. Dr. Malin's research has Demonstrated that consciousness is nothing more than a program, set of equations. It can be replicated, it can be transplanted. But like a body's immune response may eject a transplanted limb. The body's basic neural encoding. Its inherent sense of self, or what Freud called the id. Fuck yeah. So okay, so you're an incel and you believe in Freud. May also reject the transplanted consciousness. Freud isn't real, he can't hurt you. How to suppress that encoding? How to suppress perhaps the human soul? And instead of looking for an answer, I'm dreaming of Joseph eating me, and it's rather arousing. What the fuck is this game? Why does everyone have a hard-on for Joseph the GJ? Now here's a coincidence. I've discovered that a recent but otherwise bureaucratically insignificant employee in the facility is related to Cayne. The genealogy is tenuous but established. Could a genetic component be the solution to our problem? Acquisition could be precarious, but a man finds his luck where the opportunity and preparation meet. This man can use a bit of luck. I have an opportunity. Hank's the guy at the start. I'm afraid of the calendar, I told him this morning. Why, he asked. Because its days are numbered, I replied. Then I had to explain the joke because Hank is not the most socially sophisticated boy. He's not exactly the most ordinary boy. I should have disposed of him with his host. But I'm maudlin. I always wanted a child. I always wanted to be a dad. I named him after my own late father, a man I confess I despise for reasons too numerous and humiliating to disclose. But my colleagues in the lab call him the hobo. I should probably be insulted on his behalf, but I'm not sure I can blame them. He might be kind of an ersatz son, but he is undeniably peculiar. Much like me, since adolescence I've been fascinated and consumed by the prospect of incorporation. Of two people merging, absorbing, coalescing within each other, and becoming one. It's a tremendous motivation for my ongoing research, and profoundly personal. If I could transplant an adult consciousness within an infant subject, it might be possible with some recalibration to transplant an adult consciousness into an adult body. It would certainly preclude the vulgar, taboo, grisly mess, and dubiously esoteric prospects of old-fashioned cannibalism. And Joseph is the sort of man I always wished I could be. Elegant, charismatic, generously endowed. I mean, I assume he's generously endowed. Oh, you wanted to transplant Cayne into a baby to see if you could transplant yourself into Joseph. Okay. Adams, calm yourself. Oh, shit. Exit it. Ah. Adams is down bad. Kern's project is absurd. The regrowth of organs is a temporary solution to the permanent problem of infirmity, and a more impractical one. Sooner or later, the body itself must be replaced. Whatever his intentions and streaks of heresy, he can worship Cayne all he wants, but science is, as they say, a non-profit organisation. Oh. Cayne is a client, even if he does technically pay our salaries. Our work is not some occult apostolic devotion. It is a legitimate, if not entirely ethical, I concede, medical research for the prosperity of humanity, or the prosperity of our facility in Ralph's case. We're all about maximising efficiency. We don't need a health and fitness officer when everybody who works in this lab is already a medical professional. In the meantime, progress on my own special order is exceeding expectations. Joseph is rather more resourceful than I'd first imagined. Although I'll claim the credit for his extraordinary virility. I've started contriving arrangements for the host's transfer to my lab in the next 2 months or so. I guess that means us, with final delivery scheduled just in time for the ho-ho holidays. Oh, Dr. Adams, for me, you shouldn't have. We'd have a series of accidents in the lab. Suspect sabotage. Discrepancies in security access log. The joke's on whoever is responsible, because the early termination of our last 2 host batches provided a convenient subterfuge for the reacquisition of my own special order. Now I can watch it on the Ultratron monitors 24 hours a day. All of the priorities rescinded. Reports of an emergency situation on the facility, although the details are infuriating if unexpectedly ambiguous. As per official company protocol, I've started the process of backing up my lab work. If there's a full evacuation, I could lose the most crucial project I've made. Project which has in fact come almost to full term. Us. Also, we were off the books. Maybe. Maybe we have nothing to do with Cayne then. Maybe we were entirely Adams's.
You can't leave me.
Were we off the books? Or am I just overthinking it? It is just what it sounds like. Let's use the fire suppressor. Fire suppressor, fire extinguisher.
Excellent. And I totally knew it was going to do that.
We got blew up again. Okay, are you gonna like... Oh,
I think that's what scares me.
we got to try and climb up it.
The idea that when we die, it's just nothing.
It's not nothing. Sounds like you have a life most are envious of. You have kids, right? A real family. People know you exist. Real life. Some of us never got off the starting line.
You will have a family soon.
When I die, I want to leave something. You have that. I have stupid dead net goldfish.
Your legacy is the
Mood.
child inside of you.
This baby deserves more than what I could ever give. Deserves to be part of something. Something bigger than me. Home, a future.
PDA. Oh, this is Joseph's.
Jerk.
Yep.
What the hell was I thinking?
It's kind of annoying that she reacts before we could even read anything. I don't even want to know what happened in the lab. Keeping a bunch of pregnant bitches locked up in one place long enough, the shit's going to go down. Everyone knows that. Cayne arriving next month. And now this fucking disaster. Security's getting tighter than my glutes on leg day. Lol. God, look at him. Gotta use that line in interdepartmental mixer-later between this, my new skincare regime, and that baby let's make like a DNA helicase and unzip these jeans t-shirt. Those sluts from the organ grinder are going to be slip and sliding off their seats. Oh my god. Oh, this is so cringe. I hit the jackpot, hit it, but didn't quit it. Gonna keep the plate spinning because her name's Gillian Kern. And she's only Professor Kern's daughter. An assistant. She's a solid 6.8 out of 10, maybe 7.1 if she'd shut the fuck up. Nice deltoids. She's in charge of Samantha and the Grubs. I've got free tickets to the Organ Grinders petting zoo whenever I want. More like heavy petting zoo. Medium 3, some potential. Lol, maybe. That's what you've been waiting for, Broseph. I might even get to cop a feel of Samantha. The monster? Okay. I can respect a monster fucker, but this guy is pushing it. Got some annoying new guy bothering us in the lab about facilities' new perpetual quantum power system. Danny, total beta. He's even got a fucking pet bird. Oh, the engineer. Had to do a whole presentation about shit I don't know. I don't pay attention to the chumps. I was too daydreaming about the nasty things I'm going to do with Samantha. Julie gave me the grand tour around the organ grinder yesterday. Spare larvae incubation canister in one of the storerooms. Liberating some of those grubs. I grow my own very sexy mermaid monster. Maybe I could even put in requisition to Cayne Tech for an extra orifice mod. In the meantime, though, I've been cooking up a new sedative mix for the lab house to keep them nice and compliant, but just a bit awake, you know, low enough of consciousness to keep EEG normal, but high enough that they know I'm working on my special projects. Oh, God. There's something wrong with the food, I swear. People are shitting out of their eyes. I told one of the interns that Danny's been dosing the rations with radioactive glue. Because fuck him. That's totally the kind of thing a beta loser would do for attention anyway. What the fuck is up with his cheese diet? Sure enough, everyone was banging him in like about 2 hours. Managed to grab the larvae incubator and 2 grubs while everyone else was cramming the toilets. Hello, Grabette and Grablina. Yeah, Joseph is a piece of shit. Hey, Mira, welcome in. Yeah, we're playing a very, very weird horror game where everyone is intensely horny, and I don't know why. But like, not normal horny. Weird horny. As in, I dreamt that Joseph Brosif here was eating me alive. It was kind of erotic. I'll be real, I didn't know what to expect this game coming in. I thought it was going to be a normal horror game. Joseph is a literary genius. Adam paid me to hook with some chick off-site last night. He gave me a bunch of performing enhancement tools, like this sexual Tyrannosaurus needs it, and I had to get video proof. He was very insistent about it. I don't know he was into that kinky voyeur shit. Actually, I kind of thought he was into me. The old creeper eyeballs me constantly. Does this make me some kind of, like, hot wife, but a dude version? Is that gay? Whatever, it's cash in the bank, and Julia won't ever find out. Just to make you aware, this is a regular horror game. And it's the sequel to another very normal-ish horror game. I don't know why this one is so intensely horny so far. We didn't have enough shit stains around the facility. Cayne sent us a fucking health and fitness officer to start the food instead of sending us more food. What the hell are those corporates smoking? Because I could use some of that. It's been crazy. First, the arm malfunction in the lab. Don't know what the deal is there, but we've had eggheads coming in and out of the house. All we to fix it, and we lost 2 shipments of hosts. On the one hand, it puts us behind schedule. On the other, the bruises on those holes were starting to show. Now I've got a whole fresh canvas for my art. And hey, remember Ralph? Yeah, Ralph's out. Technically, it was kind of decided to be more useful as the PDT's printer's new... Oh, God, yeah. So that was actually a person in that printer. Nobody else more fit and healthy for the position. Ralph's doing some real work for the company, and nobody has to worry about logging them macros and carbs. Oh, is he the health and safety guy? And someone found a thing in atmospherics. Some kind of puppet made of rotting body parts. I'm sure it's the hobo's girlfriend. I guess some guys got to get it where they can. Let's be honest, who am I to judge? That's not least. I think Grablina might be pregnant. Yeah, she's definitely getting fat now, not because she fucking ate Grabette. For reals, that is a thing that legit happened. Gnawed at her carcass for a whole week, and her boobs are getting huge. A little punishment, and they spew grub milk anywhere. It's kind of hot, but gross, but also hot. The fact that I peaked up to like 11 viewers reading this and then went back down again is... I don't blame anyone. I know normally I have the viewer count off, but I can see it because it's on my phone. And yeah, I would... Just reading this makes me want to close up shop for the day. Oh god, there's still 2 more entries of this. Julie is beginning to irritate the shit out of me. Since when are a few bruises not a sign of love? A few, lol, chivalry when they like it and sexism when they don't. Dude, I'm totally the new resident DJ in the crew lounge. My sexy tunes are making the bitches hot for Brosif. Meet up. I put my playlist on repeat on the boombox. Pussy magnet. Emergency elevator with a... Emergency at the elevators. Don't know what it's about, but it's serious. Now somebody's screaming in the corridor. Gotta go, brah. Brah. Mira redeemed changed costume. Okay, which costume would you like, Mira? Would you like the bat or the bun suit? Bun. Okay. Load up audio. And then reposition. Nope. Not that. We are Bun Bun. Love it. Yeah. I gotta say, I do.
He's much smaller than the other.
Maybe he drew the short straw.
This isn't the only small thing he has.
Returning some hollow disc what JB is scribbled in the corner. The painted portrait. Can I see a close-up of this portrait? I need to see this. This is, Oh, damn it. Yeah, I love the Bun Bun suit. The artist is really cool and chill, and just an amazing person, and they gave Bat just a little bit of arm beef, and I'm wild for it. Biometric scanner. Oh, you know what I've got? DNA sample required. I've got his DNA right here. Lipstick and suspect stains.
DNA accepted.
Oh, he did come on the photo. He just on his own photo. Ripped up bedsheet. Someone was looking for something. Break times today. Enjoy the Bun Bun. I go suffer. Bye, Mirror. Have fun. And thank you for the posture check and the hydrate, Pantia. Voice imprint. We have his voice too.
Voice playback.
Oh God.
Voice input accepted.
Oh my God.
This place keeps getting stranger.
Why does he have that? Why is this a thing? Oh.
Can you understand me? Do you need, I'm lost for words.
Strip down substructure. Panels have been removed from the walls to maximize space. A damp, mildewy stink escapes from the blankets. It's the fleshy creature. Out goes Mirror, in comes Cayne, and a big stretch! Ah! Oh, the body horror room. Its mouth sucks wetly at the stale air, bloated teats heaving ponderously above a clammy, desolatory accumulation of limb-like appendages that clatter and scrabble against the metal pen. Do you need killing? Grubulina milk. Oh. I accidentally did it. You pop like bubble wrap my bat. Why? Because would that? Oh, did the bone pops pick up on the microphone? It's called I have very bad joints due to fibromyalgia and some of the fun stuff. Yeah, apparently we just whipped the grub beast and thick milky pink fluid, musty gelatinous discharge seeps from the abdominal ducts with each ragged breath. I actually feel a little bit sick saying that. So now we have the baited canister. Mammary secretion is inside the incubate. Let's leave. If I bend over, do I start glowing like a glow stick? Yes. Factually, I do. Yeah. I'll say that... Oh. Do I need to... Okay. I'll say it's not just regular popping, it's as painful as it sounds, which might give you an idea of why I really don't like working retail and manual jobs, because this is my day-to-day.
Don't want to take the phrase bun in the oven too literally.
Oh my god, that was morbid. Because I'm in pain a lot of the time. Also, why, like, even sitting at a desk 9 to 5 a day was having issues with me being stationary, and what convinced me to finally leave that job. Oh, that wasn't my back, Cayne. That was my shoulders. Both of them. And also my elbows. A little bit. Where were the grubs? Birthing lab. Which, as I said, dumb joke aside, because it is just a dumb joke and it's going to be removed. That's why the bottom of the screen says rent. This is now my job. Hey, for the foreseeable future. Came out with a shoulder cramp. Yeah. Think about shoulder cramp, but that's just my day-to-day. It's great. Also, it's not just in the shoulder. Retrieving platform. Let's go get one of these. Apparently, one of these grubs grew into that flesh person. Those grubs look kind of shit, like, texture-wise. Also, shout out to the little man in the middle there, who's just on his back, writhing around.
Gotcha. What's your name? Frederick? No. Charles. Yeah. Clearly a Charlie.
One of my sons was named Charlie.
Oh.
He died.
I like how it's not questioning how we can hear this guy.
Never forgave me. It was my fault. I should have protected him.
Guess that the things chicken noodle soup can't fix. Yeah. Oop. Yeah, some things chicken noodle soup can't fix. As flesh people grew into a flesh person, implies non-flesh people. I mean, you know, the body horror breast thing in Joseph's sex dungeon. The grub grew into that.
Yes.
Oh, I know what I need to do. Yes. I've been waiting for this. I figured it was something similar since it came up. The force field that I can turn on.
Conversations I have with my children, it will be different. Second chances at life don't come around often.
Chances?
Your dad would be proud of you, Hadley.
If he knew me, knew who I had become.
A survivor.
It's not my fault that I look like him, or act like him. It's certainly not this baby's fault. That's on me. I can't blame my child for what I am. I know that.
Who the fuck is Joseph Weddle meeting?
Hey,
He's he's an absolute fuckboy who got us pregnant for money and then tried to sex the monster and also everyone here and refers to himself as Brat and Brosif. I mean, that's what that grub room was, right? It was that guy's sex dungeon hidden behind a giant painting of himself. And again, this game is weirdly horny. I don't know why. Especially in comparison to the first one, which I'm going to try and get fixed so I can play that one on stream as well. Because that was a lot less horny and a lot more normal. Let's use the grub canister on Danny. Finally, Danny can be useful for once in his life.
Okay, Freddy. Time to call Big Mama.
Don't stand over there. She's just flinging herself around. Oh. I guess that solves our monster problem.
Come on. It's time to go.
I can get help. I can find you now.
No time. The elevator. It's close. It's open.
I did it. We did it. This baby is going to be a fighter like his mom. I can feel it.
I know.
What's that ragdoll monster? Yeah, she's been ragdolling all around this game. All the explosions. Cayne is weirdly horny. Tell it someone at IRL and you better tell it on your back. Why? Does Cayne refer to... What? The Fey Beast has been spliced in two. A sickly wisp of steam rises from the exposed innards. We didn't even get an explanation of what the hell Samantha was. Also, I thought she'd be sticking around for a lot longer than this. In terms of, like... This doesn't feel very long so far. Is this going to be it? Because I could remember the... I thought this would be longer. Or is it going to keep going? Is this the end? Cayne and Cayne sound similar. Oh, okay. Actually, that just reminds me now. I want to play Blood Omen on stream at some point. Legacy of Cayne, man. Oh, I love those games. Okay, so what's next? Oh, are we just giving birth on this lift?
I'm sorry, Hadley. Nothing is wrong. This is the way it was meant to be.
What?
Hello, Hadley.
Excuse me? We just birthed the voice. Time to never pick up this game ever. Don't worry, I played it so you don't have to. it wasn't that long. I mean, considering the half hour of scuff we had, we got this in about 3 hours. And another half hour of that was me running around the first room, trying to figure out how it worked. Yeah, I guess that's it. More adventure games. I'm guessing it's going to lead to... Yeah, stasis. Which I'm going to try and get working with the sound at some point and figure out what was going on with that from earlier. And then, hopefully, when Stasis Bone Totem comes out, we can play that. Because I do love these games. For now, let's call it there for the day. Quit the desktop. Go back to my just... Oh no, why have I just reset down there? Oh, right, because I was... You are separate parts. There we go. Wow, it's been a fun game. It's been an interesting game. I'm not really sure what I was expecting when I went into that. Back rooms. Yeah, we're back in the back rooms. Thank you for everyone that stopped by. I hope you've been having a interesting time with that title. Oof. And hopefully at some point I'm going to get my second screen set up again, if I can afford one, and play more things that would be easier to see chat with rather than from my phone. Yay. Looks like I just caught the tail end of the stream. If you're interested in it, Cayne, I'm probably going to be uploading it to YouTube. I'm going to pull the VOD off and download it, and I want to try to start recording everything on YouTube. So if you're that curious about the game, maybe check it out. Give it a look-see. So what we're going to do now is we're going to see we can raid. And how about for a palate cleanser, we go watch Owly play Stardew Valley. For something that isn't like bizarre and body horror. Joseph and his sex dungeon from fuck off. No, I am not interested. Yeah. We're gonna go say hello to Owly. So remember, I've got the raid emote if you want to use it, for those of you that can. Otherwise, just say hello. Be polite and well behaved. Anyway, thanks for dropping me in, and have a nice night, all of you. Bye-bye now.